What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Max Attack Motorsports. First and foremost, Happy New Year to everyone. It is 2023. This is our first video of the year. And yeah, as you guys can see, we are in the garage again. We do this pretty much, every winter. A little update and whatnot. But yeah, this year might be a little different. We have a couple new things that we're going to talk about. We have the whiteboard over here, which I will get to soon for sure. We have the laptop. You guys can see it kind of beside the light. My upper fluorescent lights there, the ballast I think went for a dump, so that doesn't want to work today. But yeah, we have the laptop out for some notes. First time doing that, so hopefully it brings a little bit better quality to the video for you guys. But yeah, as always, we're going to start off with just doing a couple small updates on the channel as far as what we got going on this year, a couple plans and whatnot. And then, yeah, we're going to address a couple things. So I get a lot of messages through Max Attack Motorsports on Instagram mostly about, how Max Attack Motorsports started. Obviously we're pretty small. It's just myself really, but yeah, pretty small operation, of course. I do have aspirations to one day make it in the big leagues, but just doing this by myself in this little garage here with a GoPro, you gotta start somewhere. So yeah, definitely ready to go over the history of how it kind of all started, which is pretty cool. We're also gonna look at some inspirations that kind of got me to want to do cars, get involved with doing the YouTube channel, all that stuff. And then we're gonna start debuting a top 10. So for the next little bit here, depending on what the weather's like, I'm going to call this segment Garage Talk, as cringy as that is. But yeah, we're going to look at a couple things. Mostly, again, everyone's been asking me questions on what my favorite cars are, what my favorite types of sounds are regarding cars, like my favorite engines, all that stuff. So I think over the next little bit, we're going to look at, again, what inspired me, the cars that inspired me, the people that inspired me, what my favorite cars are, what are the cars that got me into this stuff, my favorite livery cars, favorite sounding cars, race series, all that jazz we're going to look into. I'm also going to try to go over past cars that I've owned and what I kind of knew at the time and what I wish I kind of knew at the time as well. Kind of recap those. And again, if you're looking for some like high quality cars that you've probably seen over the past little bit on YouTube, I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but I don't have anything too crazy, but we will go over it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. It is freezing in here right now, so I'm hoping that the marker here for the whiteboard works. But yeah, let's just get to a couple small updates just regarding what we got going on. Of course, as always, guys, we have the FC sitting in here as I hop over this cord. And I think most of you guys have seen the Riversides. I know the channel I don't think hasn't yet, but let's just take a look at them just so you guys can see them. And again, last year we did this, we had the Cosmos on, which I did like, but I mean, guys, come on. There they are. So they're 17x8 in the front and 17x9 in the rear. I think this is a plus 32 and a plus 40 for the rear. A lot deeper dish on the rear as well, but guys, these are amazing. And again, Rice Rocket powder coating for sure restored them all for me. And then I got Righteous Garage. So Righteous Garage out in Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. Yeah, the guys there got everything back together. One of the most trustworthy people I've ever met, really, when it comes to putting wheels and tires back together, all that stuff. Yeah, I definitely couldn't go wrong with that. They supplied me with this nice gold hardware, and they gave the lips another polish, so got a little bit of mirror finish going on there, as well as the center caps. Again, the center caps have been ceramic coated by a good buddy of mine, so really happy about that. But man, guys, that looks so much better than the Cosmos, and again, a lot more authentic with the Riversides here. Yeah, it was an interesting experience learning about the whole three-piece thing. I'm always looking for three-piece wheels. I picked up another set of Works E-Wing meshes, which they need a lot of work, guys, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that quickly. We have Kumos on. These are Kumos, the PC or P something 31. I forgot what it is. I can't really pronounce the name, whatever. Esta or whatever the hell it is. But yeah, really happy with how these turned out. Other than that, the FC is pretty much the same. I actually picked up a couple little small little things for it regarding like authenticity, I guess you guys can say. So off Japanese Yahoo, I picked up a couple magazines as well as my purple flashball, which will be going into the car. Again, should be pretty cool at some shows. We're hoping to do Import Fest this year. That's one of the main ones that I would like to do. I do have to do the brakes on it, just to kind of make it look better. And I mean, yeah, brakes are definitely pretty key. But we'll also be doing the cruise with Outrun Night Racers, so stay tuned for that. I think that's in May. Yeah, we're doing a big cruise down to Niagara Falls, I think it is. So that's going to be a pretty cool video for you guys as well. And then hopefully, I think Driven, again, if you're in the Canadian kind of market thing, you guys pretty much know what Driven is as far as the show does, or the show goes. I think they do it in the States. I could be wrong, but we're hoping to get a part of that. Try to get this out a little bit more this year for sure. But yeah, that's the FC for you guys. And moving on to, I mean, the figure 8 car, really, we finished off last year with Milton Fall Fair, which was pretty cool. I think I have to buy a AC bypass pulley that I'm going to just take the AC compressor out because, yeah, it's just the pulley on there is just killing my serpentine belt. So that'll be going on, but that's just like small stuff. The GTI, again, a lot of people are asking me about the GTI. I'm not sure yet what we're going to do. I love the car. I had so much fun with the car. You guys watch the CSCS videos. Yeah, I did struggle with keeping up with the pack, but it doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy and did not have like fun. I had an absolute blast. I still keep picturing myself barreling down the straightaway with it. It was a really cool car. Obviously, it's going to be outclassed in, I mean, my driving abilities compared to the more experienced people. That's going to show, but that's not the GTI's fault. That's more me not having track time and stuff like that. So the GTI, I'm not sure what we're going to do. We did pick up another car though, another project. So it's kind of a long story short, but we actually picked up another RX-7, which currently isn't here. We have another car that's in place of it, but we picked up another RX-7, which was a 84 GSL SE. I'll put some pictures as we're kind of talking about it right now, which I'm going to still do with a couple other things as well too. But yeah, I picked up the GSL SE 1984 FBRX7. For those that don't know, it's pretty much the top line model that you can get with the FB, giving you, disc brakes all the way around, LSD, factory 13B that is fuel injected, which is pretty big over the carbureted 12As that you usually get. And also, even with the bigger brakes and stuff like that, you get a 4x114.3 bolt pattern, which, I mean, that opens up a lot more possibilities when it comes to wheels. But yeah, I didn't have any motor, didn't have any training with it. It needed a fuel tank. And again, that's never really stopped us before from doing anything. But I was kind of faced with a dilemma of, do I rebuild the 13B and then like track that? But then we all know what rotary life is like. And the price of it all. So I looked at case swaps, I looked at SR swaps, I looked at putting the LS's in there, obviously. 302 from the Mustangs, that would have been pretty cool, and there's a lot of kind of support for that. But yeah, I just needed too much work for what I wanted to do, so we ended up trading it for another car. And again, you guys will get a full video of the whole kind of breakdown of it, but it's a 2004 Infiniti G35. It's the premium package, so we have the 6-speed with the Brembos. Pretty stoked about that. We have a spare LSD diff from that sitting right there. But most important, guys, over here, our engine setup. Yes, that is what it looks like. LS power, that's the way we're going to do it. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for it. The VQ is, well, pretty much blown. It's spun a bearing. It's knocking like crazy. But, yeah, it does come with a GK Tech angle kit in the front, which is already good to go, which should tell you guys where we're kind of heading with the discipline. We are going to try to go drifting. I've always loved the drift cars. I've always wanted to get into the drift cars. Still remember the Molson Indy back in the day, watching them like, there was like 3 cars. It was like a Viper and 2 S13s going around before Formula Drift even really started, and always something I wanted to do. But yeah, there's our LS right there, or one of them. This is a 4.8. This is a Gen 3, so Gen 3 block. LQ9 cam in it, and it's all been re-gasket already, so head gaskets, water pump, all that stuff. Oil pan, which I mean, most of the stuff's going to have to come off to fit in the G. And then we have a Gen 4 block, which you guys really can't see. I got the snowblower sitting here over there. That one does need head gaskets. I mean, if we're going to use the Gen 3 block, I'm probably going to hopefully try to go with a standalone system, so either Holley or Phytech or whatever. But once we buy a Gen 3 system, I don't want to be going back and forth and spending a lot of money back and forth. So probably tear the Gen 4 one down. Yeah, I mean, save some of the stuff that I can, pistons, all that stuff. And then, yeah, maybe we'll find another Gen 3 where we can swap some stuff over and go from there. Or I can probably convert it over to a Gen 3 kind of reluctor wheel, all that stuff. But yeah, that's the big kind of update as far as the projects go, guys. GTI, like I said, I'm not sure what we're going to do. If we're going to part it out, maybe run one more CSCS. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's just hard to kind of achieve everything when you're got the low budget kind of small thing here. And again, I'm just being real with you guys. I'm not trying to like get any sympathy and stuff like that. It's just, this is the way it is when you start off doing this. So, but yeah, I'm excited for that. Hopefully you guys are too. Let's make our way over to, as with the engine hoist sitting here, Mercedes-Benz. Yep, that's the little one right there. But let's head over to the whiteboard here and kind of go over the history briefly. Of Max Attack Motorsports. And again, I'm going to kind of glance at these notes as we go. So if you guys do see my eyes, or I'll probably just kind of put the marker over there, you'll see. But yeah, so Max Attack Motorsports, again, pretty much started off, I don't know, I had a couple other team names. Some of the names I can't really say on YouTube because they'll probably kill the monetization on this, but started off maybe about 12, 15 years ago, I would say. Again, under different names and mostly in the demolition derby world. You guys saw with the figure 8 car, that's pretty much where I shine. That's like my forte. That's what I love to do the most, is that stuff. And that's kind of where everything kind of got a kick for what I want to do. Believe it or not, I actually have like multiple YouTube channels under like my personal name, under like a different name and stuff like that, where I got videos from like Mosport from back in the day of just cars ripping around tracks, like no commentary, no nothing. Yeah, like videos of my older cars, like the Tiburon. Oh, the Tiburon. And I'm not sure if we have the Camaro on there or not, but yeah, so I've been doing the YouTube thing for quite a while now, but this is the first time I've actually like taken it pretty serious and actually had my voice in the videos, which again is a pretty heavy duty thing to start off with. If you're new to this stuff and you're not the most comfortable in front of cameras like I am, like, I mean, I'm looking at you here, but realistically, I feel more comfortable here, if I'm honest. But yeah, to each their own. That's pretty much how everything kind of started off. You know, obviously we moved into the time attack stuff, which was so much fun, and I really do hope to do it again. I mean, in a perfect world, guys, if I had the time and space and money to do it all, I would. But yeah, it's just kind of hard right now. But yeah, pretty much I'll kind of go into some of the stuff that has like inspired me from over the years. And again, I'm going to kind of write all this stuff down. You're going to have to excuse my writing because my hands are numb right now and I'm not the cleanest writer on like good days. But yeah, pretty much we'll start off with shows. So shows as a kid, what I used to go to. I'm just going to put this down here for just a sec. So shows / events that inspired me pretty much to get into the whole Max Attack thing. Number one, Import Fest. I apologize if any of my spelling goes off the charts because, yeah, but Import Fest. So again, in downtown Toronto at the convention center there, it's a show that I've been going to for quite a while. I mean, I haven't gone in a little bit just because life takes over, one, and obviously with COVID and all that stuff going on, it was kind of shut down. But Import Fest is where pretty much I started going to like real shows that with like the Canadian Auto Show, I guess you can kind of put together. yeah, I started going to shows and being like, oh wow, like this is pretty cool to see all these guys like build their cars. I mean, stuff that got me into that with like movies and everything. We'll get into that as well. That kind of led to the Import Fest thing, but definitely 100% number one on what I really enjoyed the most about getting into the whole kind of car scene. And again, I'm going to try my best to actually compete, or I mean, show there with the FC this year. That's the goal. But number two, CSCS. You guys already know as well. So yeah, CSCS is another one that was huge for me. I attended my first CSCS, I think back in like 2014 or something like that. A buddy of mine had a Z31 300ZX, and he wanted to do drifting with it and stuff like that. But yeah, at the time it was like really like low budget, like really like I was pretty much still in high school. Yeah, very low budget, and CSCS was pretty much just starting out, so it was pretty small time. But I mean, I went to so many CSCSs after that and fell in love with it really. And ever since I went to my first one, I wanted to compete in one, and obviously, you know what I mean, whatever years later we were able to do that. But yeah, CSCS for sure. Definitely one of the biggest ones around that. If you guys haven't gone, you guys should take a look at it for sure in the Toronto area. They also go to Quebec and stuff like that. But number three is Motorama. So again, Motorama, another big car show that's here in the Toronto area, beside the Pearson Airport. So again, this is actually coming up in March. I'm hoping to go there with a couple guys. But Motorama is a big one for sure. Yeah, again, what a cool show. It kind of has a bit of everything. So you get like your lifted trucks, you get your lead sleds, you get your low riders, you get your import section, you have a muscle car section, you have complete built dragsters, and you get everything from literally from mild to wild in all disciplines. But one of my favorite things about Motorama, the vendors there are outstanding, second to none for sure. But small tracks in Ontario. So Sauble Speedway, Flamborough Speedway, Kawartha Downs Speedway, pretty much everything, Mosport, Grand Bend, everywhere that they have either like stock car racing, dirt racing, obviously you got your road courses, all that stuff, they all have a booth there. And majority of the time they have cars that are represented at their racetrack. So, you know, I mean, if say like Sauble runs late models, they'll have a late model there that's got Sauble Speedway and everything on it. So that's a really cool event to go to as well. These three right here, probably my three biggest ones as far as shows go of what I really enjoy doing the most. But the next one, and again, this is gonna be like really local. You guys aren't even gonna know what this is, but this is the Milton Downtown Car Show. I'll put a little thing there because I'm trying to save some time here on talking about everything. But again, Milton Downtown Car Show. So Milton, Ontario, my hometown. Every year, usually in June, whatever, maybe early July, they shut down the downtown, and it's like a old school, like pretty much pre-80s muscle car meet. It's so awesome, guys, and it's such a good vibe, especially in the summertime. I mean, anyone that lives in the winter area or winter time, sorry, you guys already know that summer is amazing. So definitely a huge one for me there as well. And then the last one, I mean, there's tons of them, but this one sticks out. West of 6. So West of 6, again, is it's a meet that's actually not around anymore. It was down in kind of Oakville, Mississauga area. Pretty much what it was like what you would get on like a regular kind of show thing. It wasn't anything crazy. It was more of like a meet, but it was like every other Sunday or every Sunday or whatever that it was. And yeah, it was the first time I started feeling like confident bringing my cars to like shows and whatnot. So at the time, like I was running the Camaro, the IROC, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I saw a lot of cars there now, like the first Rocket Bunny cars I ever saw. So the first Rocket Bunny, like RX-7, 997 Porsche, like all that stuff was like pretty big at the time, and they still are, but like it was huge when they came out. So West of 6 was one of the ones that got me going on that. All right, so moving on to our next inspiration. I know the light is like right there, guys. Again, I apologize. I had this plan for so long, and the time I actually do it, everything kind of goes to kaput here. But YouTube accounts again. So YouTube counts. Obviously, we all spend time on YouTube. I'm hoping that you're watching this right now on YouTube. But yeah, let's take a look at the top 5 YouTube accounts that I like to follow personally. And again, these are the ones that really did inspire me. I'm going to try to keep everything in order here. But number 1 for sure, 1320 video. Yes, that is what is the number 1 inspiration really for my whole kind of YouTube account thing is 1320 video. Kyle and all his boys there. Honestly, they had me hooked from the beginning. The whole interviewing people, hopping in their car, ripping down the highway. I know there is a lot of street racing stuff, which I mean, I'm not going to get too involved with that stuff, whatever. But yeah, these guys right here really did inspire me to actually like want to talk to people about their cars and ask the questions and do all the features and stuff like that. I'm hoping to do more features this year. It's just yeah, it's just tough to get everyone that wants to do it as well. But that is 100% the number 1 channel for sure that has really inspired me to want to do my YouTube account. Going into number 2, I mean, it is kind of with what's it called, but Cletus. So Cletus McFarlane, obviously part of the whole 1320 video thing. I mean, you can kind of put them together, but again, following his stuff is so awesome. I mean, all the nicknames for all the cars, doing all the like the fun stuff to get the Freedom Factory going on now, as well as like drift events. You know, I mean, spectator drags. I mean, that stuff's pretty common, but spectator drags and like high quality cars like that is pretty wild. And then you got like summer nats that they go down to Australia with the burnout car and all that stuff. So really big fan of both these guys, really. Like honestly, like most of the stuff stems from that. But yeah, really, really cool. And love following his stuff as well for sure. Number 3, I mean, the next 3 are kind of, they can be in any order really, but Adam C. So Adam C, if any of you guys do follow him, he's out in the UK. And again, pretty cool quality stuff as well. And he films the rollouts, which again, that's like one of my favorite things to do. There's tons of people that film rollouts, but for some reason, I just like Adam's stuff, how he does it. He always seems to capture everything in the perfect amount of time. He doesn't have videos that are like 50 minutes long like mine are. It's just, yeah, very cool. And plus, it's so awesome to see everything on the other side of the pond of what, I mean, their kind of style is and how they build their cars and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. And again, that's something that kind of really inspired me to start doing the rollout stuff a lot more. Pretty much every show I go to, I try to film the rollout stuff, but that's pretty cool. The next one, again, I got to take a look at my notes here so I don't mess this up, but I think it's Bozzy 92. And again, this stuff is mostly race car related, so anything that you guys are going to see, whether it's the brand new hypercars for 24 hours of Le Mans this year, I dropped my marker, or 24 hours of Daytona, WEC cars, anything that's related to that, anything that's vintage racing, pretty much anything related to race cars, honestly, guys. Like, there is a couple, like, odd stuff, too, that you will see, like, hill climbs and whatever, and, like, some crazy street cars, but his quality of stuff is some of the best YouTube stuff I've ever seen. Honestly, he uses oh geez, I'm drawing a blank on it, but it's like binary or whatever audio I think it is. So like the sound quality is like top notch. The filming of the cars is top notch. Most of the time, like there's other accounts that like kind of like blend his videos in with theirs, like they do credit him and all that stuff. But if you ever get a chance to watch any of 19 Bozzies or Bozies 92's videos, make sure you take a look at it. Honestly, just for the sights and sounds alone, you can't go wrong with it. But yeah, really, really love following this. I was actually watching his top like video sounds of the year the other day. But moving on to the last one. Again, this is like real OG YouTube. David's Farm. So David's Farm, I think the guy's name is David. Yeah, so David's Farm, I'm not sure if there's a lot of controversy about it now or whatever, but when YouTube again first started and I started actually like watching it, David's Farm was what I watched literally like every other day. I've never laughed so hard in my life, but pretty much like the most hillbilly redneck stuff that you can do around a property. He's actually pretty close to like my area, I guess you can say. Maybe not my area, but like where I bought that one engine is like right down the street from him pretty much, which I didn't know. But yeah, a lot of really cool fun stuff like cold starting cars have been sitting forever. Stupid exhaust setups. They had a hill in the back. They used to like try to like climb cars up the hill and whatnot. It was a lot of fun, and it was hilarious at the time for sure. I think he's got videos that are coming back, but I mean, the OG days of David's Farm is like, yeah, such a cool YouTube experience for sure, and really makes me feel old right now. But yeah, these are the top 5 accounts that really did inspire me to get into the YouTube thing. So there's another quick look at them right there. I'm sorry, Cletus, I know your name is like butchered there, but yeah, but those are the YouTube accounts. And again, these guys for sure, there's so many other accounts as well, but yeah, these guys stick out, yeah, without a doubt when it comes to my whole inspiration on doing Max Attack Motorsports on YouTube. But yeah, let's move on to the next one, guys. All right, guys, so just continuing on here with the whole inspiration list. Again, I kind of wish I would have left all this on here, but I didn't have it planned out that much. But again, miscellaneous, pretty easy. 2 big ones here. Hot Wheels. I mean, if you're a Hot Wheels guy or a Hot Wheels kid, you already know we went from buying Hot Wheels at like Walmart or wherever, you know what I mean, Zellers and whatnot. I actually have some sitting right here beside me. I've got the IROC Z and the Z32 300 ZX sitting over there. But again, Hot Wheels, like as a kid, man, like that's what it was for me. And again, I apologize to my parents, especially my mom. They used to watch her soap operas all day and me smashing cars up and making noises. But yeah, without Hot Wheels, honestly, I probably wouldn't even be here. That was probably the first car thing related that came into my life. But after that, again, just kind of writing this stuff out just to kind of get the video going a little bit. Racing games. So racing games, I mean, from the beginning to now, like they keep evolving, which is crazy, the stuff you can do nowadays. But racing games, for the first time I was, I don't even remember the age really, but I had a Sega Genesis at the time. I think there was a couple like small little racing game things, but then N64. N64 and PlayStation 1 came out, which was pretty crazy again. Like just remembering that now and like think about how bad the graphics are compared to like the stuff nowadays is just wild. But racing games was huge for me. N64, I mean Mario Kart, guys, even with Super Nintendo, like Mario Kart was one of the best games of all time. I still consider one of the best games of all time. For PlayStation, you know, I mean, you had Gran Turismo, Grand Theft Auto. I know it's kind of like not really like racing related, but you could drive cars in that game, which I liked and stuck with me. Kart, so like Kart IndyCar, I guess you can say, had a game out at the time as well. But Forza Motorsport 2, I'm a huge Forza fan. Assetto Corsa, iRacing, Race Room, all that stuff I love. But I mean, even arcade games like Cruis'n World, which was like, oh my gosh, like such an awesome game. To like, you go out to like a restaurant and they have like a Cruis'n World and like a golden tea type of thing there. Like that was so much fun to do. But yeah, I'm gonna do a top 10 probably of the racing games at some point. We'll get into that. I'll just kind of talk about it and whatever. But Hot Wheels, it's hard because there's so many good ones and there's so many awesome ones. But yeah, guys, I pretty much I'm shivering away here. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys quickly, like, you know what I mean, the whole inspiration for like Max Attack. And again, Max Attack, let's try to get the light out there. Max is actually named after my cat. Like that's my cat's name. He literally attacks everything. That's the whole Max Attack kind of like vibe. Most people are like, oh, it's attacking corners or whatever. I'm like, no, it's actually named after my cat. Motorsports for sure. Like, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I do wish I went with like a smaller name or like a more generic, I shouldn't say generic, but a more like simple kind of name, because yeah, this is a pain to type out sometimes and like try to get everyone to like follow. It's hard to, you know what I mean, especially in like in a rush. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much a little like history lesson. And then again, like from the shows, this stuff and like the YouTube accounts, those are like the most basic kind of lists I can compile right now as far as like what inspired me to like get into kind of YouTube and get me into the car stuff. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this video right now and I'm gonna start the first top 10 video. That way it's like all separate for you guys to make it a little bit easier. But yeah, it's freezing in here. But I do appreciate you guys watching another one. Seriously, it means a lot, and I really do like feel good talking to you guys again. I've been raring to go to get some more videos out. But if you guys have any questions, or like you guys want to know any more like top 10 stuff, or what I personally like, and again, this is like my opinion on stuff, feel free to write it all down now, because as the weather stays cold and the snow keeps coming, this is what I can pretty much do at the time, because as soon as the weather starts getting hot, we're going to start wrenching on some projects. So yeah, guys, again, thank you so much. So make sure you comment, you like, and you subscribe to the video as always. And again, Max Attack Motorsports on Instagram. I look forward to hearing from you guys as well on there. Hopefully I can get up to like, I mean, 1,000 followers would be nice this year. Like, I know it's so small time, but it'd be so cool to at least hit 1,000 followers. So take care, guys, and I will talk to you guys shortly with our first top 10. Bye.